Morning after Thursday, February 5th. I can't believe we're 5 days into February already. That feels crazy. I'm Dion. We got a new debut on the show. We got Subie with us today. Subie, how we doing, man?
I'm lucky. How fortunate am I to come on to the morning after, especially after that night of hoops, Dion. Smells
Should
like
we get
March,
right
man.
into it?
No. Look, we can. You drive the boat, but
So I just did the MSU. Everyone grab your tinker and let's go grab your tinker. I just did the MSU recap, so I say we roll right into it. I will save a lot of my thoughts for people to go watch that video, of course. But Subi, the floor is yours. What? I mean, what in the world was that?
I don't know, man. I'm real disappointed. I mean, this is a habitual line stepper at this point right now, a habitual tripper, if you will. When it first happened, Dion, the first thought that came to my mind was, has Izzo sat down and had a real chat
No,
with Jeremy Fears?
no, no.
I don't.
Because
Yeah.
that's how Draymond Green was born. So no, just gonna be honest.
I mean, if Jeremy Fears wants that NBA career, that'd be awesome. That's a Hall of Famer. That's
Well,
pretty nice.
not to cut you off, I'm sorry, but that was kind of my point on the recap, and everybody please go watch it to get like my full thoughts. Um, when Draymond does it, it fires him and everybody up, right? Like Draymond does it, and then Steph goes and gets you 40 because they love having their guys back. And Draymond loves being the villain. I don't think Fears wants any of that smoke. I think Fears is like, I called Draymond a bad guy on the recap. That was probably a step too far, but like, I think Draymond loves being the villain. Fears is just a genuinely really good dude, that like wants to go to class and stuff. Like Draymond loves seeing people talk trash about him. So when Draymond does it, it fires him and everybody up. If Fears does it, they quiver.
This life ain't for you, is
Yeah,
what you're saying.
just be a nice guy. Ain't nothing wrong with it.
No,
Ain't
it's
nothing wrong
probably
with
needed.
it. That's honestly the preferred route. That's the preferred route. You don't need to be a heel. You don't need to be a villain, dog. Like, just, just like it. I don't know, man. It's just so different. And he said we finally got the DEI morning after that. I was
Yeah, I saw so I tuned in yesterday and someone was either going at yours or JK's eyebrows. I
nah.
mean, these are the bushiest eyebrows at Sleepers Media. I can tell you that much, man. So happy.
uh, but I mean, Fears is a dirty player. Is that just where we're at?
You have to be. You can
Yeah.
like we're so much closer to that than no, he's a straight up player who's gotten a bad whistle, right? Because that's the alternative. But yeah, he is a dirty player, and Tom Izzo essentially said that by saying he's got to grow up a little bit more. Izzo couldn't really help himself by sort of shoehorning the Michigan game in as well in some of those calls, but he did. I mean, I think he took accountability and ownership for his player by saying he's got to grow up. I don't know if I'm even going to start him. I don't teach.
I don't believe that part for a second.
Well, you don't think he's going to give him the is suspended indefinitely Grayson Allen, and it was like a game and a half. Do you
Oh, I
remember that?
mean, I think there's a big difference. What's the policy on screenshotting morning after chat? I mean, I don't care. I don't care what y'all do. Listen, this show is vibes, brother. Like I said all that about Draymond. I'm definitely like the Draymond Green of Sleepers Media. So like if you're gonna get away with something, it's on my program. For sure.
I'm not running to your employers. Don't worry.
But I think I mean, I think suspending him is one thing. I think sitting him and like benching him is like completely different, if that makes sense.
No, it does. I'm just going back to the absurdity of when Duke was saying we're going to suspend Grayson Allen indefinitely, and it ended up being like a game or a half or whatever it was. It just wasn't as long as we were expecting. So to your point about, hey, I don't believe Izzo's actually not going to start him. I suppose we'll see. But Dion, for real, we're having fun, we're joking around, and that's what this is about. But there definitely are downstream impacts to this. And I think Cart tweeted it. He was like, now the rest of our team is playing under a microscope, which I don't think he's absolving Fears' behavior, but he's basically saying, you act like a clown, and now the refs are going to be treating the whole team like a circus, right? It's just so unnecessary. Here's my other thing, Dion. When playing sports at that high of a level, don't you think like so much / all of your energy is expended into making the right play, doing the right thing, playing with effort, where you're like, how do you have more energy to sort of kick your leg up like that? Like, where does that come from?
Frustration, to be honest with you. Like, I think like I defend Draymond a lot, man. I defend him a lot. Like the Sabonis thing, I think he should have choked Sabonis out on the court when Sabonis grabbed his ankle. And I thought stomping on him was letting him off the hook. And I still feel that way. What Sabonis did, grabbing somebody's ankle that's trying to move, is the dirtiest thing you can do on a basketball court. Draymond stomping on him was like a very fair reaction. It was on national TV in front of Adam Silver, so like not so much fair of a reaction. But if we were at the YMCA, we're still jumping Sabonis, right? Like we still got him on the ground. Like it's obviously like I don't condone violence in any way, shape, or form, but the nut kicking made no sense to me. It's just like Pickle Rick just said, that's pretty dirty. What about it? Like, that's just frustration. Like, if Draymond came out and said, hey, man, like, he grabbed my ankle, like, what is he doing? Yeah,
but
I agree.
But like,
why kick somebody in the nuts? But now, I do want to say this. I did let y'all in on a little info. He did do ballet as a kid. His mom let us know on Twitter, like the nut kicking was because he did ballet as a kid and he learned to move his body in a different way than most people did. I didn't do ballet as a kid. I'm not defending Draymond, but I am. If Fears' mom comes out and says he did ballet as a kid, I
think he got to. I think he got to at this point. Honestly, double, triple, quadruple down on it. I wouldn't mind that either. Either that or take full ownership of it. The only thing that I would pick apart in your defense there, Dion, is that, Sabonis grabbed Draymond's ankle.
Yeah.
The Minnesota defender was just he didn't do anything, man. That's just perimeter defense.
Also, like, I joke in defense of Draymond, someone grabs your ankle, you probably don't need to step on them with your 280-pound body weight. You know what I mean? Like, there's probably other avenues we could go while we're playing a game on TNT instead of stomping on somebody and breaking their rib. But I'm just saying, like, dirty. That the Sabonis play was dirty too, and Draymond just took it a step farther to where no one talks about it anymore. Besides, for what it's worth, just about every NBA player came out and said, "Yeah, I don't think it was that. I don't think Draymond did anything wrong." Which was crazy. I think even Doc Rivers said that. It was nuts. But I agree, Pickle Rick. What Fears did was extremely unprompted, and Draymond, did. I don't know that I agree with the reason, all jokes aside, but he did have a reason. Tominator said lots of ballet studios in Saginaw. That's what Draymond told us. A lot of ballet studios in Saginaw. There was another comment I missed. Tominator said, Dion, my boy, can we revisit the whole Cole and Cart debate and you and Cart's take? Did Cart agree with me? Because if he did, I'm so sorry, Cart, if I led you down a bad path with Cohen, because, brother, he stinks.
Yeah, it was a nice little game last night, didn't he?
So that last night's game was my vision. 16-6, and that's what I saw. But like, nah, man, he stinks. Caden says you're okay. Yeah, we won't. I'm not gonna give Caden Boozer that attention because once we do, Subie, it goes south.
I'm following your lead. Can I at least say I appreciate it?
Yeah.
All right. I appreciate that.
Ulamog says thoughts on Fear's defense last night. Can we just say I'm correct about that one and move on? Like, can I get a hand up apology from the Michigan State fan base on that one?
Well, can we say we can hone in on Fears, but can we also talk about just the team defense? Minnesota starters all scored in double figures.
Yeah. I like I'm all good with whatever route Michigan State fans want to go defensively, but I do want like a little hand up accountability. When I said Fears' individual defense is overrated, and you guys proceeded to say that I don't watch games. I think his individual defense is overrated, and I think I do watch games, by the way. I want you to cover Fear's defense on the recap. We didn't get to it. We were too busy talking about him kicking people in the nuts, to be honest.
That's how we started this one.
Yeah. But like I'm just saying, man, like y'all came for me, and not necessarily you, Ulamog. But like they came for me in the comments when I said that, and I couldn't have been more correct. Like he just doesn't play good defense. Now I do understand, and I don't get mad at the comment section because I do understand a sentiment of he said something about my team I don't like, and I'm gonna defend it because I'm a fan too. I do that all the time. So I don't get mad at it, but I am willing to victory lap. What are your thoughts on Gonzaga?
That was nasty. I'll be honest, I was asleep, but they've had games where they played with fire. I think it was Seattle, the first game, the first time they played them. And I don't know if Zags fans are gonna blame the injuries, but you've been operating without Huff for a minute now. And Portland was a 20 some odd point dog, I think. Crazy big underdog. This is a sub 500 team. Hey, did you see this though, Dion? Shante Leggins, the Portland head coach, apparently there were so many players that were sick that he had to suit up on scout team, and he injured himself. Like either torn Achilles or ACL or something. I don't know.
Yeah, so the coach had to suit up. I love that.
In practice, and that's what led to him being in a boot or something like that. I don't know. It gave me a lot of Ron Hunter vibes.
I love that.
But he's just going crazy on the sidelines in this upset. That was an amazing little understory on this. But man, that Gonzaga game, what did they just leave it all out against St. Mary's so Graham Ike could get his first home win against them and then turn around and lose to Portland? That's a nasty loss.
Yeah, that thing was nasty. that was nasty. I don't like Gonzaga. I've been out on Gonzaga since it wasn't. What was the second game of conference play? They had
it might have been the Seattle game.
No, my bad. It was the one before. It was the San Diego game. I've been out since the San Diego game. I didn't even make it to the Seattle game. I mean, like I was out on Gonzaga going into the Seattle game. That thing was That team just isn't very good. Pickle Rig, I just sent him a screenshot of that comment. Nate Howe says hashtag suspend Fears. Can I be honest with you? I don't believe suspensions do anything. I've been suspended from school. Like, you be chilling, bro. Like, you mean to tell me I get to go home and play video games for a few days? Like,
I get to rest up a little bit a few weeks before the Big Ten tournament.
Yeah, I don't think suspensions do anything, if I'm being honest.
Although, dude, truth be told, they just lost to Michigan, dropped one to Minnesota, and now you got Illinois on Saturday.
Would a dirty play on Braden Smith from Fears lead to a fight when they play Purdue? Yes. Yes.
If Purdue's teammates are real.
I think they are. That's the thing. Like, respectfully, and like I'm gonna be in the building in Mackey in 12 days. I don't know, like, if I'm Braden Smith, like these are the guys I want fighting for me. We might lose that fight, but I think they will, though.
I don't know. Oscar Clough can hold his own.
He's about it, though.
Like, that's about it. Yeah,
that's about it. If Clough doesn't land the first one, man, we're in trouble. We're in trouble. Pickle Rick said, "Do you think MSU players are finally realizing their leader is a dirty blank and has sucked the toughness out of the team?"
I mean, they realize it for sure. This is what we alluded to, right? No one's really following Draymond, I guess. Maybe they do. I don't know. You're closer to the Warriors than me, but I wouldn't call him like the A1 alpha leader of the team. Maybe he is, though. I don't know. But the point that I'm making is, like, I don't know, when they see Fears do this, they're probably just like, come on, man. Yeah. Like, not all right. This is an aggressive play, it's probably a lot of, dude, what are you doing? I've played with, like, I used to play soccer too, and there was this kid on my team who would try to flop a ton, like, and this is no commentary on European soccer or anything like that, but people always say like, oh, like they're flopping like Europeans. This kid in high school, like not even at the professional level, was trying to flop, and I was like, dude, what are you doing? You make us look terrible.
Yeah.
And I feel like that's what's happening with Michigan State. They're just looking at Jeremy Fears and they're just like, come on, man.
I think, yeah, I mean, that was kind of my point on the recap. I don't think Michigan State's good enough, and I don't think Jeremy Fears is wired that way to make it all work. I think the stuff with Draymond works because it fires Steph up, not because of anything like Draymond did, right? It's like, okay, like Draymond, you're an idiot, but also like, well, Steph has your back, so I guess we do too. And I think so. It just like kind of ramps everybody up, and it's just different. But
you know what it reminded me a little bit of, Dion? Friday Night Lights, the movie, when like Boobie Miles wears black cleats. So Chris Comer, he's got white cleats, and he's like, let me break out this Sharpie and start like coloring the cleats because I want to be that. Like, just be yourself, man. You're good enough. You don't need to be out here coloring your cleats and kicking up dust.
Okay, he's a good player. Caden Boozer says, "What's your thoughts on the Kuminga trade?" As well,
I should have brought it up with that. It was like the Kuminga trade, and then Gonzaga lost. I was like, all right, what's going on the West Coast?
So I was at the Kings game last night. Kings Grizzlies, found out last night who exactly is on both those teams. Really sorry to both fan bases, man, because that was tough. And I pulled up with work. Like, let me throw a little bet in on the Kings, right? Like Ja ain't playing, Jaren got traded, and then Cam Spencer was on the court. Jalen Wells plays a lot. KCP is apparently on the Grizzlies. Ty Jerome's their starting point guard, and then the Kings were like, yeah, we're gonna counter with the Caldwell kid, Dylan, and Nick Clifford. And I said, man, I would never watch these teams play if I wasn't being paid to do this. I feel so bad for both those fan bases. Kuminga trade, I have no idea what we're doing. I'm just glad he's gone though. Chuck says, so what's your take on Izzo letting Fears do this stuff? Isn't he supposed to be the seasoned coach / veteran? I don't know, man. Like, don't Michigan State players get away with a hell of a lot? Like, why do we pretend like Izzo has some like crazy short leash on guys and is super tough on them? I feel like Michigan State players get away with a lot.
I don't know, man. Like, at some point, I think enough was enough, and that's what Izzo said post game. He's got to stop, right? But you could also argue like this has been trending in this direction for a minute now. And so I think people are saying, why didn't Izzo last, I don't know, few games ago put the kibosh on it? Well, because I don't think it was as egregious, maybe. And by the way, I think there were like 3 different incidents in that Minnesota game. We're just really keying in on the one that got called, but I think he tried to trip other players too. But I don't know. There's also a part of me, Dion, where I'm like, Jeremy Fears, just why does Tom Izzo have to explicitly tell you, please don't do this? Is that not a part of being a collegiate athlete? Just like knowing you shouldn't have to do
being an athlete, man. Like, I think the moment like you're playing like middle school sports, I think what Fears did last night was wrong. I'll say this, like, I'm not calling myself a dirty basketball player, but if I get a tough rebound and someone's all over me, I might like swing my arm a little bit, like get out of my way. You didn't need to foul me there.
I think that's the other thing, man. Like, if you watch those clips from last night and probably all season, I know Jeremy Fears in his head is like, well, this definitely looks like a real legitimate play. This looks like just an aggressive effort level play. When in reality, people are looking at it like, what? This is unnatural. So when you talk about like coming down with the ball and maybe trying to clear out a little bit, I don't know, you try to make it natural. And I know Jeremy Fears in his head is like, I know this looks good. And so when he gets called, he's like, huh?
I mean, there was nothing natural about what Fears did, unless you did ballet. as Draymond let us know, unless you did ballet as a kid and you have new movements. I can't tell if everyone's trolling. This is Subie, guys. Subie's on the channel all the time. He's one of my favorite guys to do previews and recaps with. I cannot tell if you guys are trolling by asking who he is, but get to know him.
That's all right.
This is my guy through and through. Our resident Arizona fan, by the way, he told us like very early on in the season, like national championship Arizona level team.
Hang on. Those that know me know that I am just bitter and beaten down by that Arizona team. They will find a way, I'm sure, to lose to like Nebraska in Los Angeles or San Diego or some nonsense to really, really piss me off. That is me just being a pessimist, but I don't need to dive into Arizona. Like they got a big one against Kansas. Dang, actually, how about this segue? They got to host Oklahoma State, who just put up damn near 100.
Okay. What we're not going to do is pretend Oklahoma State's good now. I'm not going to do that. BYU just might be bad. BYU just might be bad. Someone said JK got a 10.
JK's got a better voice than me too.
That's not true. Listen. I'm a JK guy through and through. What we can't do is give him too many compliments. I've always had to monitor the amount of compliments JK gets. Can't let him get too high. Can't let him get too low. Yeah, Subie does a fair number of recaps. Like a very truly. So you've done more previews and recaps this year than me. Like truly. Subie, what's your thoughts about the quality of future husband Dion? This is a joke they have because Cart said, I forget what it was. The G asked Cart something of like if he was not here, who would sub in for him for everything, and then he said I would sub in for this, but I would be like a bad husband and father.
Best ability is availability.
That's what they always say because I'm always available.
I like this. Let me address the name thing real quick though. So Subie is a nickname, Subbi. Full name is Tharun Subramanian. That's my government name. All right, very Indian. IAN, not Armenian, Indian. But yeah, you can call me Subie, Subbi.
Getting some names. Oh, he said he ain't. I forgot what Carr said. But getting our names on the recaps probably isn't the worst idea, actually. Like if they added like a little Twitter handle or JK did that or something, I don't know. To be sexy should be your nickname. That's fun. Good to see you, Subie. Okay. You want to talk BYU really quickly? I know you had some thoughts in our group chat. I love when our group chat's popping on like a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, by the way.
I do too. Look, I mean, they can't defend diddly squat, Dion. Damn near 100. I'm going to say they gave up 100 because Oklahoma State missed a lot of free throws, actually. They just dig themselves into these terrible first half holes, and they have these amazing comebacks in the second half. They made it competitive against UConn. They made it competitive against Arizona. They made it competitive against Kansas. And you could argue that those are better teams. I don't know if you can argue it, but like heading into it, BYU fans would be like, I don't know, like we might be better than them. We might be able to hang with them. And you survive those. Again, you shouldn't say they survived the first halves. But they were competitive games against three of the top teams in the entire country. Now you go over to Stillwater against like an inferior opponent. Dude, they had like 11 turnovers in the first half, something crazy like that.
I didn't watch the game, but that was the text you sent us.
The first 6 minutes, they just kept throwing the ball all over the yard. It was terrible. Yeah. And then, by the way, Anthony Roy's a proper bucket getter. I don't care who you're playing. When you're playing against like the guy who got the most buckets last season in college hoops, he's going to make you pay. And obviously, AJ DeBonsa was terrific last night, but they didn't really get much help outside of the big three. Again, they cannot defend. This was a rough game, and it's kind of like Michigan State, man, where you drop one in the middle where you maybe shouldn't have. Good luck, BYU. You got Houston next.
Bright Star Jones said in the Discord, by the way, I think this is the best face for Subie. You should have him on more often. We'll have to fill that. We'll have to work on something like that, maybe a weekly appearance. Pickle Rick wants to know your thoughts on Purdue. That's basically like how he decides if he likes you or
not. They can't really defend much either. They'll be all right, though. I mean, I absolutely trust them. They'll be fine. I don't know if they're going to win the Big Ten, though.
And then we had one other comment. I can't remember who said it, but Illinois versus Duke on a neutral. Who do you got?
Duke.
Really?
Yeah. That team, dude, they had a chance. They have a chance to be perfect against Texas Tech. Like, they only lost by 1 or 2. They had the ball last.
Their only loss?
Yes. Duke could possibly be perfect right now. Caden Boozer just doesn't miss. I'd take Duke in that one.
I'm setting myself up for some bad Duke takes.
Have we explored the Boswell Ewing theory? Possibly.
Oh, about how they're better now that he's gone?
I mean, I don't know if I necessarily agree with it, but they are steamrolling teams, dude.
I don't think they're better because Boswell's gone per se, but I'm hoping it shows Boswell he probably needs to play a different role. Like, I kind of was saying it with like Milos and Kingston. Get the ball out of Milos' hands and into Kingston's hands. That's the best version of Houston. And I think like a lot of that is like if Kylan just plays defense and shoots threes, I think they're better with him than without him. But if he comes back and he wants to be like on ball and like kind of doing his thing, like no shot, they're better. It just depends on like the role he's willing to play. Have a good day, fam. I'm not in the Duke. I don't think highly of this year's Duke. I don't either. But now that I know their only loss is Texas Tech, I think they're the best team in the country all of a sudden.
I don't know, man. They're so damn efficient on offense. They throttle you defensively. Obviously, Illinois has got a better resume playing in the Big Ten, but Duke's.
I would trade Pods for Subie.
I'd fit right in the Bay Area, man.
You tell me Subie can't set a better on-ball screen for Steph than Pods? Give me Subie over Pods any day of the week.
You know what? Some of my favorite tweets after the fallout of trades or like after trades. Well, they haven't been completed technically, but you know what I mean.
Yeah.
Sports Center will be like the New Look Warriors with a couple fire emojis, and it's Steph for sure. Pods like Draymond, KP, which by the way, like, so I love Kristaps because he got me 18, but I don't know what the future holds for him. But it's just funny being, and I just never really. Pods is.
He's terrible. Oh, it's terrible. Like, there's no other way to put it. If we got KP, we'll do like 2 or 3 minutes of NBA talk, then we'll get out of here because in case anybody's wondering, me and Subie got to do a couple previews. I got to do 2 recaps with J-Man, and then somehow the kids got to get to work in like 2 hours somehow too. I don't know how I'm going to pull all this off. I'm also working up a Code Brown, Subie, so I'm probably going to need 5 to 10 in between this and the previews.
Did you say Code Brown?
Yeah. I use it back.
So there's some wordplay there between the two of us here. I lob that up for the rest of you.
I gotta use the bathroom. But if we got Porzingis when you guys got Porzingis, I think we like that's a really good trade for us. Because I do believe in Porzingis' talent. Like I don't know how you couldn't, right? But he's played 17 games this year. It's February 5th. Draymond's a little bit more, not a little bit. Draymond's fairly washed in comparison to the Draymond of like 22, 23, right? Now, if Jimmy was playing, I might be sitting here like, oh man, like we just got a stretch 5 who can shoot. You know what I mean? Like a stretch 5 who can block shots. Excuse me. I might have been like, okay, we got a little something here. Jimmy, Dre, KP, we still have Pods and we still have some manageable contracts that we can move to go get somebody else. Like, I don't know. But like, I think this was more so just like, fucking here y'all go. You wanted Kuminga gone.
You know what's crazy, by the way, for the Warriors? I'm too lazy to look this up, but as it relates to NCAA titles and NBA titles, does another roster have more than the Warriors with respect to Will Richard, Al Horford, KP, Steph Curry, Draymond Green? That's a lot of hardware, but like between college and the pros.
Well, I mean, yeah, I mean, it helps when you got two dudes with four of them on there.
But also like three between Al Horford and or excuse me, four between Al Horford and Will Richard.
Well, it's not more than how many did Horford have? It was 2 years ago his first ring.
Mm-hmm.
I didn't realize that.
So that's three between college and NBA, and then Will Richard has last year.
Interesting.
I don't know, something I just thought of.
Interesting. I don't know who that is. My brain is now stuck on the fact that Horford only that Horford only has one in the league. I for sure thought he had two or three. I don't know why.
Dog, that was like one of the driving factors for that Celtics team. They're like, for the love of God, we got to get one for Al.
Yeah. No, I mean, I'm happy they did. JK got to see Al like at the Final Four last year, and I never saw my guy fanboy more.
I would too, man.
But we're gonna get out of here for the day. I'm gonna go use the bathroom because I have to. My brain's all over the place now. Then Subie and I are gonna do 2 previews, and we're gonna talk about it, see if I can get Subie on here once a week. But we will see. I'll be back tomorrow with Cart, actually, assuming we don't have too much like shorts and everything to do because I am doing the full day with him. But likely back with Cart tomorrow. Hope everybody has a blessed Thursday. See you guys soon.